Hi everyone. Okay, so I had to make me a list of what I wanted to talk about because I started to make a video and I was kind of all over the place with my ideas because I haven't posted in a while and I kind of had a lot to say, but it was kind of yeah. So excuse my appearance for one. My hair is kind of greasy. I've been driving all day. I just picked my sister up from Ohio, and for some reason, it takes 3 hours and some odd minutes to get there, but it seems like it takes forever to get back. So yeah, I've been in a car all day, and I look like crap. So, with my list, okay. I am still in recovery. I have learned as a Floxy that it's kind of like having cancer. You go into remission, and there's always a chance of relapse, or I can't think of the word, but you know what I mean. And you never know when it's gonna come. So you have to keep up with your routine. You can't just keep up with your routine for a while, say, oh, well, I've been in recovery for a year, I feel better, and then go back to how you lived before. You chances are you know when you change your diet, you change what you eat, drink, sleep, whatever. You have to continue that. So, anyways, that's part of the education that I'll talk about later on. Um, with my group, I'm going to be doing a lot more education as soon as I get a chance. I've been super, super busy, and I have not been able to post on here or post very much on my group. My computer is it's just now working for some reason. But yeah, my ribs, I still have a couple episodes every now and then. It seems whenever I really, really overwork them. I have a slight episode. I had one today. It lasted several hours. But it was light enough to tolerate, I guess. I'm hoping that whenever I go to the Norton Rehabilitation Center, I'm hoping they give me a light opioid um, analgesic to take PRN. I don't want to get back necessarily into pain management because I don't want to be on such high dose, but something low dose for when that does happen would really, really help. I do have magnesium here to inject for emergency purposes only because I don't have the lidocaine to put in it. And magnesium shots without lidocaine really hurts. So it's emergency purposes only. My hair is growing back slowly but surely. The baby hairs have survived. Instead of bleaching my hair, I've probably mentioned this. I've not bleached my hair in several months. I only did the one bleaching, and then I've been doing blonde, which I know still is not very good for your hair, because it's still lightening it. But I've been trying to go a little darker with each time I do it. So I'm gradually getting to a darker blonde. I figured even though it's still blonde, still lightening it, the darker the better, pretty much. But I am staying blonde for a while just because it helps blend in some of the bald spots that haven't grown in completely. But there are baby hairs there, so I've been taking very good care of them. And like I said, my hair is kind of greasy because I've had a hat on. I had my hair pony in a ponytail. I had a hat on all day. I've been driving, so you can't really tell, but normally my hair is like all frizzed out. But it's not as cock-a-doodle-doo like it was because the baby hairs have grown out. I'm really excited about that. My eyebrows have started to come back in. They're still pretty light compared to how they used to be, but they're going back in. So I can't complain. My arm hair, for some reason though, I shaved it because I was curious as to how many freckles I had. Because over the past several years, I've gained freckles on my forearms. And so just out of curiosity, I shaved my arms just one time because, you don't want to keep up with that because it oh my god. Um, and for some reason my arm hair grew back really, really light and really, it's really hard to tell. It's really light and not near as thick as it used to be. I used to be known for 8 arms, okay? And so I really can't complain about that either. So, okay. If only my armpit hair would, stop growing. Then I'd be really happy because then I wouldn't have to shave all the time. So anyways, yeah, I've been keeping up with my magnesium injections. I definitely have been doing that. And if you have not started magnesium injections, I highly recommend you do that. Highly, highly, highly. This is one of the best things you could do. I've been more active. I don't know if I said that already. I've been way more active. That's why I had the rogue episode today. But it feels good. It feels good to be busy. Even though it's a little stressful and I've not been able to do as much as the stuff that I've been wanting to do as far as for my group and such. It feels good to be busy because I'm able to be busy. I'm not stuck in the recliner waiting for somebody to come over and help me to the toilet. It's a very big transition. I made a video probably like a week ago, and I never posted it. I don't think I posted it. And I was actually crying, and I was talking about how this channel is kind of bittersweet to me because I started it out originally as my journey to finding out what was wrong with me and to the Mayo Clinic. That was the main reason why I started it, because I thought the Mayo Clinic was going to find out what was wrong with me. They were going to fix me, yada, 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 and I was going to be all, yeah, no. Mayo Clinic sucks. So then once I found out what was wrong with me, it became a total different thing. It came to me updating you about how I'm doing and what I've learned and whatnot. So it's become a whole different channel. So I look back sometimes when I get bored to manage some of my videos and make sure the lighting looks okay and, just, fiddling around. When I look back at some of the videos and see how I was just mere 3.5 or so months ago, because I watch the video and I hear myself talk and I see myself and I know that pain that I went through and I know that experience, and it takes me back to that, and it really just hits hard that at one time that was me, and now this is me, and I am so totally different than I was. But it also scares me because at any moment it could happen again. I haven't told anybody. I think I've only told one person. That's my mom. The neuropathy has started to come back slowly, and I've been trying to just ignore it and hope that it's once in every once in a while type thing, kind of like the rib episodes. And I've just been dealing with it. They're tolerable, manageable issues. So I've just been sticking to my personal goals and staying active. And my dog, she's been begging me to go for a walk, but I've been so busy and so wore out by the time I get home, I can't. But I promised her tomorrow we would. But as far as personal goals, my biggest personal goal is I need to quit smoking. One person left a comment on one of my videos about how can you recover if you're still putting poisons in your body? Because here I am taking, I'm scrutinizing my foods and my drinks and whatnot, and I'm doing good with that, keeping those poisons out of me. So in my defense, I could say, well, I've limited the poisons that I'm ingesting. Even though I'm still inhaling those poisons, I've limited the poisons that I'm ingesting. So I've cut the poisons that I'm putting in my body. If you want to look at it that way, in a more positive way. Smoking is a crutch to me. It's how I deal with stress. Some people eat to deal with stress. Some people don't eat to deal with stress. Some people cry to deal with stress. Some people smoke a cigarette. And unfortunately, I smoke a cigarette, and I hate smoking. I really do. I hate the smell of it. I hate smelling like smoke. I know I smell like smoke. I have a nose better than most non-smokers, okay? So if I can smell it, I know other people who don't smoke can smell it. And I hate it. So yes, I do want to quit smoking. I do want to stop putting those poisons in my body. So that is a big goal. Now as far as my group, I have big plans for my group, big plans. I'm going to try to get a Dear Doctor letter out because the FDA, the state, the pharmaceutical company, nobody is going to do the Dear Doctor letter. It's been announced that the warning should be fine. Well, you've been doing the warning since 2008, and that's when I was floxed, and I've been refloxed, or floxed again, however you want to put it, several times since then. There's been other millions of people floxed since then, and still people being prescribed these poisons today. Within the next 48 hours, there will be at least 1,000 people prescribed these poison antibiotics. And out of those 1,000 people, I don't even want to speculate how many will become floxed. So I really want to get that out. And hopefully with the help of my group, we can get the word out to the doctors and the pharmacies, because apparently at the pharmacies you have to ask for the new leaflet for quinolones. Somebody had explained their experience about going to the pharmacy. They had filled for quinolone, and they knew the risks of it and everything. But when they got their leaflet, it was very, very small. And when they read it, and they said to the pharmacist, okay, well, this isn't all of the FDA released, da-da-da, and they're like, they said, you have to ask for the new leaflet. No, you shouldn't have to ask when you go to get your medication. You shouldn't have to ask, is this the correct leaflet for my medication, or is there a newer, updated one? They should automatically include the newer, updated one. All the other ones should be thrown away, or not typed up or printed out, however they do that. So yeah, she was really upset that she had to ask. So supposedly at first they acted like they didn't know what she was talking about. Then they were like, okay, well, yeah, here you go. And it was, I'm sure, 20 times longer. And then, so doctors and pharmacies, that's a big thing. And then also, going to try to get a petition, not only for my area, but for across, wherever, against these pharmaceutical companies. All the time you see commercials for Avelox and Levaquin, and sometimes Cipro, for aortic dissection, something else, and peripheral neuropathy. Well, I didn't report my neuropathy. I kind of hid it because I didn't know what the hell it was, and it would have discounted me. It would have counted me out for a lot of jobs that I had applied for. So I kind of hid my neuropathy. So it's never been. It's not on paper. It's not on record that I had it prior to the lawsuits. So I can't sue for that. Particularly through the commercials and whatnot. But I'm not wanting to sue them just for that. I want to get everybody together and everybody write and everybody have their symptoms and say, this is what we're suing for. And hit them hard. They're still producing these and then made a mockery of us by producing another fluoroquinolone After all of the scrutiny and everything, and the FDA coming out and saying this and everything, they make another fluoroquinolone antibiotic. I believe it was eardrops. Yeah, I think it was. I'm not 100% sure. So yeah, that's another goal, is to get to them and make them stop. Because it's why just stop. Every day you're floxing more people, and people are getting sick, and doctors either don't know or they don't believe, and so they're getting mistreated, and they go years like I did, misdiagnosed. And I've been floxed for 8 years, and for the past 3 years I've been severely sick and didn't know why. And in just a short period of time after knowing why, I was able to fix it. For the most part, I still have issues. I still have the fatigue. I still have the muscle issues. I'm still regaining, I'm still rebuilding muscle. But I am a lot better off than I was just a couple months ago. So just knowing what you have is the key, because then you can start treating. Even if there's no cure, you can start working and building yourself. And it makes a light at the end of the tunnel, because then you know what you have, and you're not crazy, and you're not making this up in your mind and somehow making your body do these things. Anyways, the 2 next posts that I'm going to do, they may not be consecutively next, but eventually I want to get to this, an education type thing on ibuprofen and steroids, why they're bad for floxies, because apparently, and not just ibuprofen load, all NSAIDs. A lot of floxies I have found out do not know that NSAIDs are bad for you, let alone steroids. And usually steroids are given with fluoroquinolones, because a lot of times it's given with bronchitis and sinus infections. And they give antibiotics and steroids for that. Well, a lot of the times I was given Cipro and a steroid pack at the same time. So I was floxing myself again. And then NSAIDs, they have the same metabolic type, really same kind of acid as fluoroquinolones, so I'll go into that too. And also waters. I looked up while I was grocery shopping the fluoride content of the types of waters, and Aquafina was in the top 3 of the lowest fluoride amount, and it's pretty cheap. I will not buy from Nestle. I'll go into that next time, maybe. They, you know what, I'll forget to go into it next time, so I'm going to go into it. They think they have publicly, and they think that water should be privatized, and it's not a human right. That is how Nestle feels about water. It's already sort of privatized, and it need not be. It's a human right to water. We are built of water. We need water. That would be like saying oxygen should be privatized. So yeah, I absolutely will not buy Nestle anymore. And they were actually kind of high on the fluoride. They weren't very high, but they were sort of high on the fluoride count. Anyways, I have found that a lot of the waters that I've recently been drinking, because they're lower on the fluoride, are acidic. I didn't think about that. And I watched this video, and I will be doing my own test, as well, to confirm what I find, as well as research, to try to find the best. From what I understand right now, Fiji is the best, going by low fluoride amount or low chlorine amount, more alkalinity, I think I pronounced that right, and cost effective. And the reason why I say this, even though Fiji water is very expensive, is because the other ones that were more alkaline and low fluoride, they were waters that I don't even think we have around here, but I'm sure very expensive, even more expensive than the Fiji. So right now I'll stick with my Aquafina until I can get my Fiji, which I will be getting when I go grocery shopping in a couple days. But I will be doing that test and doing more research into that. And so hopefully one of my next posts will be the ibuprofen and steroids, and then also what type of waters are best for you to drink. So I'm at 20 minutes right now, almost 21 minutes, and I've gone over everything that I wanted to go over, and hopefully I didn't ramble too much. So, yeah, I'm going to get on everything, and hopefully I won't be too busy to do that, and get everything done, and yeah, so, hope everyone is reaching their goals, or at least setting some goals. That's the first part, is setting some goals. So, thank you guys, and be well.